We all know that we aren't the only ones out there. There are hundreds of billions of planets in the Milky Way alone. At least some of them must contain life. But what would this extraterrestrial life look like? For over a century, we have been depicting aliens in sci-fi movies. Some of these depictions do not seem very realistic. But how can we tell what's realistic if we've never seen real aliens before? Well, let's start with the basics. If an alien looks exactly like a human with body paint, it's not realistic. If an alien looks like something a human would come up with, something strongly resembling creatures on Earth or creatures from human mythology, it's not realistic. So, I've created a list of 4 sci-fi aliens that humans came up with that don't look like things humans would come up with. Just bear with me. Okay, first of all, let's get this over with. The xenomorph from the Ridley Scott Alien franchise did not make the cut. Go ahead and hate me all you want, but seriously, look at this thing. 2 arms, 2 legs, hands, a neck and head and teeth even, and a chest area with a rib cage. It could be a human in a suit if it weren't for the weird backwards legs. I'm not saying Alien isn't a great movie. It definitely is. But my goal here is to rank sci-fi aliens based on believability, period. And the fact is, humanoid aliens are not believable. Let me go through a few more classics and just rip the band-aid off. Science alien, humanoid. Look at that. He's got a face, skull, human-like muscles, a collarbone. Yeah. Na'vi from Avatar, humanoid. Fire in the Sky aliens, humanoid. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Give me a break. How about the Harvesters from Independence Day? Well, they have tentacles, sure, but they're still humanoid. 2 arms, 2 legs, 2 eyes, a weird shaped skull and some tentacles. That's it. They're just a couple steps away from being the stereotypical little green men. Now, on to my list. Originally, I wanted there to be 5 items because that's one of the ideal list numbers for OCD people. But for the life of me, I could not decide on a number 5. I was stuck between the prawns from District 9, the Formix from Ender's Game, and the Death Angels from A Quiet Place. All of them are pretty unique, but also have some problems. The prawn and Formix are too bug-like, and the prawn and Death Angels are too humanoid. Also, the Death Angels have very stereotypical monster teeth, and the prawn have eyes that are just too much like human eyes, probably because the movie wants you to sympathize with them. The Formix aren't humanoid at all, but they look like bugs. Just straight up giant insects. Now that that's out of the way, here's my official list. Number 4, the Mimics from Edge of Tomorrow. Number 3, Calvin from the movie Life.
Yeah. Okay.
Number 2, the Heptapods from Arrival. And finally, number 1, the Shimmer alien in Annihilation. The mimics from Edge of Tomorrow have quite a spectacular and complex form that seems to defy the laws of physics. Although their eyes and mouth are positioned similar to creatures on Earth, the mimics have a truly exotic, otherworldly appearance, with tentacles that rapidly transform and pulsate, spawning and retracting constantly. Because of this, the creatures can move in a variety of ways unlike any animal on Earth. Their exotic appearance reflects their extraordinary time manipulation abilities. Although their physicality seems very far-fetched, we can't expect all extraterrestrial life to have the normal kinds of physical properties that we're used to. There's bound to be some very weird creatures out in our universe, that seem impossible to us now. In any case, the uniqueness and creativity of this alien's appearance is undeniable. Calvin from the movie Life is a very un-Earth-like creature. He goes through a variety of forms throughout the movie, somewhat resembling a leafy plant, a squid slash octopus slash starfish-like creature, and a kind of stingray-like thing that also still looks a little like a plant. Honestly, it's very hard to describe, which makes it a very creatively designed alien. It has no discernible face or eyes or mouth. It's pretty much as non-humanoid as you can get. The heptapods of Arrival have a very simple, unextravagant design that greatly contributes to their realism. The heptapods also have a completely non-humanoid form, not having any discernible face, eyes, nose, or mouth. They vaguely resemble squids, but they are not aquatic and their limbs have joints, so they're not tentacles. What's even better is how these creatures are portrayed as intelligent beings that have a perception of time that is very different from humans, but you'll have to watch the full movie to understand it. The being in the center of the shimmer in Annihilation is extraordinarily bizarre and incomprehensible in an almost Lovecraftian way. It appears to have no stable form, but shape-shifts based on other beings in its environment. When it mimics the form of Natalie Portman's character, it behaves very strangely, mirroring her movements and actions without any clear intention or purpose. This I have ranked as number 1 because it is truly the pinnacle of alienness. When there is no clear motive or goal that humans can understand, like conquering, eating, asking for help, communicating, it pushes the limits of human imagination and perhaps brings us closer to imagining what a real alien encounter might be like.